Welcome back, folks. Shelby Houlihan's ban from competing in track and field has been lifted after 4 years. The Sioux City native sat down with us at KTIV to discuss the past 4 years and what's next for the Olympian.
I knew I couldn't control what was happening, but I could control how I responded to it. And I wanted to still take advantage of the time that I had.
4 years ago, Olympian and Sioux City native Shelby Houlihan would get a message she never thought she would receive.
Running's been my life since I was 5. I worked my entire life to get to where I was. And clean sport and doing things the right way. So it's always been super important to me. I don't believe in cheating or gray areas or anything like that. But that being said, I did receive a positive drug test in January of 2021. Went through food logs, vitamins, supplements, everything that we could think of to try to figure out what happened. And we felt like a meal that I had eaten the night before the drug test at a food truck, we felt like that was really the only explanation that we were able to like really find that made any sort of sense. We took it to a three-person hearing to try to prove that the best that we could, and they felt like it was possible, but it was not probable enough to have happened, and so I ended up getting banned for 4 years.
Like she said, Houlihan now took advantage of the time she had on her hands.
I got to, travel more, go on some adventures, spend a lot more time with my family, which was great, spend time with friends. And I went back to school, so I'm still kind of pursuing a master's degree. I'm almost done with it in sport and performance psychology, so I can work with athletes on the mental side of performing whenever I decide to be done running.
Houlihan has also continued training, even using a little bit of help from the wizarding world to get her through some tough days on the track.
It's really hard, honestly, and there was a lot of moments that really wasn't fun, and I think I have a little Harry Potter quote that actually helped me a lot. It's what's coming will come, and we'll meet it when it does. So it's kind of like trying not to look too far into the future, just take it day by day.
So, with the ban over, what's next for Shelby Houlihan?
I'm gonna race soon, so I'm excited about that. I'm also super nervous, a little scared. Obviously, like I haven't raced in 4 years. I've been training. I like consistently through the last 4 years. So I'm excited to see what the last 4 years of training will translate to.
Houlihan will be running a 3K at the Razorback Invitational in Arkansas. Her race is set for a 3:35 p.m. start on Saturday, February 1st, and although it's a few years down the road, Houlihan does have her eyes set on the City of Angels.
I'm hoping so. LA is next, and I'm kind of have my sights set on that. I'm going to take it year by year. If I come back and it's not fun anymore, I think that's going to be hard to want to keep doing this for another 4 years. So I do plan on hopefully getting to LA, trying to make that Olympic team and competing there.